At the beginning of Act 1, and of course during the first level, you have only 8 characters to choose from. On the Haunter selection screen, all of the characters you can choose from are separated into categories based on how expensive they are and how much they can do, as well as what types of abilities they can use. Cogjammer and Catterclaws are in the least expensive category, and as such, their uses are limited, but still effective. We have Boo, which is in the disturbances, so he's a little bit more expensive and does a little bit more oomph. And finally, our Phantom Shivers is the most expensive that we can take, and he's gonna really be the big source of scares, especially at the end. As you can see, only 2 of our Haunters are grayed out, which means that we can use 6 of our starting Haunters to wreak havoc on this house. I start off this mission a little bit not too well, in my opinion. I bind Boo into the sorority girl's room. She's asleep and as such can't really be scared, so I use his Rattle Chains ability to wake her right up. Sleeping comes in useful later on when you get Sandmen. Right now in Act 1, it's more of a hindrance. Sound-based abilities can wake these people up, of course. At this point, you also can't force mortals to go to sleep unless you manage to really play on their fears and have them faint. I bind Catterclaws into this large main room. When just starting out, your Haunter's orders aren't really that sophisticated. Orders are a really great way to micromanage your team to make sure that they're doing the right things when you need them to and to prevent them from doing anything that you don't want. But at this point, with most of them, all you can do is either tell them to only use the power that you've selected and nothing underneath, or not have any orders at all. I set Catterclaws up in this main room because, the sorority girls are all really scared of bugs. There's a few that are super scared of it, they have phobias of bugs specifically. But because this is such a large room, a lot of people are going to be going through it and they're going to be experiencing more of Catterclaws' abilities. This is our first Restless Spirit, an unlockable character that we can get if we fulfill set conditions before ending a level. Weather Witch is a Banshee, and her main gimmick as a Banshee is controlling weather, causing sounds, and bringing people into Thoroughfare. To free her, we have to damage the vacuum cleaner that she's stuck to. Using Cogjammer with his Wild and Crazy ability is a good way to do this, but there are other ways as well, such as using Stonewall's Quake ability. When starting this level aiming to get a 3 pumpkin score, it's a good idea to actually start with Weather Witch using Thunderclap. It fulfills many criteria. It gives some of the sorority girls a scare, and it wakes up the sleeping one. As we can see, scaring off all the sorority girls is not that difficult of a task. They have very low willpower, so even the slightest amount of filling up their terror causes them to run away. Notice the music change once a lot of people have been scared off, or the terror in general compared to willpower is high. This is it's not a necessary component for the game to function, but I feel it adds a lot. It makes you feel super empowered as a player. At the end of this level, we get 67 gold plasm, but with the jack-o'-lantern multiplier, we get 202, which is a lot more. We then use this gold plasm to buy some relevant abilities for later missions in the game. Another good thing is that using the high score table, or the high scare table rather, you can go back to this level and try to get a better ranking. And if you get a better ranking, guess what? You get more gold plasm to use. I'm going to be showing this level and many others a second time through to show the optimal way to go through it, if I can get that ready. I'm actually going to be showing them a bit later. There are a few where, when I've recorded, I did manage to get 3 pumpkins the first try, or the first successful try. But you'll be seeing that later. Thank you for listening, and next video is going to be us looking at Weird Seance, the second level.